the channel. For the next few days, we're gonna be turning this E92 M3 from basically a daily driver, he's been to a few track days, to like a GT4 spec track machine. Engine-wise, rod bearings and throttle body actuators are done already, so from that powertrain perspective, she's good to rip. So now we just got to fix all the rest of the pieces around it. So the only thing not pictured here is the cage. That's at powder coat, but we're doing everything. So we got rear seat delete, cage, harnesses with some Sparco seats. I think that's the only interior mods we're doing. Then we have the new VS5s from Apex. These are pretty sick. These wheels are actually really awesome. So we're going to be wrapping these in RE71 RSs. These are 18x10 square setup, and we're just going straight 285 all around so that he can easily rotate them. I'm excited for him to actually try these. I'm going to buy a set for my car. I've been running the old REs, and I mean, they were basically as sweet as you can get other than the AO52s, but I think the new ones and the AO52s are basically the same. So that's exciting. I'm excited to get out and test those. Moving forward, we have my old MCS two-ways with some Eibach springs, some ground controls for the rear. This is a divorce setup. But yeah, these are a really badass coilover, and he's really gonna like these. We have the new AP Racing. These are in the electrodeless nickel plating. ENP, I think is what they call it. But yeah, these are Pro 5000s. These are the 660s. These are super badass. These are what I run on my car. Basically, the best brakes you could buy for your car, unless you're buying like $25,000 brake packages for your actual endurance car, but those are super sweet. He's going to be using some Ferodo brake pads. I think it's the DS 2500s. I actually forget on that, so maybe don't quote me on that one. All stainless steel lines. These are badass 72 vane rotors. I mean, these things are sweet. These will stop a dump truck basically, so never going to have any issues there. And the last thing for every track car is just cooling. So full DO88 basically replaces. God dang it, Mike! You're ruining the video with your customer service.
Dang it!
Stop calling me, Brendan. You're in the middle of the video.
It must be Brendan Greaves. Like, okay, you don't gotta yell at him.
Definitely had to.
So yeah, full DO88, every silicone tube you could believe. This is the actual GT4 water pump and thermostat, so that's a big upgrade for these guys. The radiator, just a must-have. Oil cooler, DCT cooler, power steering cooler. I mean, basically every cooling you could do to just go rip. I really like that carbon duct that came with it. That was
It is a nice
touch.
piece, yeah.
Yeah, most of the time, I'm really familiar with CSF. It's what we run on most of our products. But I've heard great things. I know these are really just, I mean, they make a plug and play solution, right? There's no AN lines or anything like that. It uses all the quick connects, so this is plug and play. So I'm excited to see how he likes it. I know it's super popular online, so I'm sure it'll be sweet. Mike's causing a bunch of drama in the background. We got some pedals. Just why not while we're in there? You got the seats out, might as well do the cool stuff. And spark plugs and badges, some other just nitty gritty. While we're in there, you might as well. I mean, this is a pretty big project, right? So it's gonna be a video or two. So I think what we're gonna start with is the cooling stuff first. We might as well work front to rear, and we're waiting on helper springs, so that's gonna be a second. So yeah, we're gonna pack this up. It looks pretty sweet on the ground. It's a lot of stuff. It looks really cool. This is how everyone should do it. Just buy once, cry once. But yeah, we'll put everything away. We'll have Kyle start tearing apart the front end, and I think we're gonna get to installing the DO88 in this video. So, cut to Kyle. All right, so I'll throw this up on the lift. I forgot this thing has a sweet carbon intake. I don't actually know if there's anything else done to the engine, and like headers or anything like that. I know it doesn't have like cams or anything like that, but I think the rest of it is just pretty stock. Just throttle body actuators and rod bearings, that's about it. So we're gonna let Kyle rip the front end apart. Not much exciting there, but we'll get all the cooling done first, and then we'll see where that takes us. Man, this is a nice piece. Looks great. All of the carbon.
Look at these two hooligans.
We're supervising.
I'm over here making some progress on the fresh new build. Just doing spark plugs real quick before everything gets all gross and coolant soaked. So, pop the coil out, throw that right out of the way. And obviously, don't forget, cover up all your ports. You don't want anything to sneak down there, any debris, nothing of that sort. So I kind of cheated, guys. I already loosened everything up just for the video.
I heard you get a more exotic motor sound though if you put like BBs in the cylinder.
Yeah, I mean you could,
It's
but
that ting 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 F1 sound, right?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know about what he's saying. I wouldn't recommend that, but it didn't come with it.
Dude, that's probably
Swinging
mine.
a
It
miss.
does not work.
No.
Dude, I wonder what the wrap back did. Also, what is that?
How did the plugs
Oh.
actually look that came out? Just
They actually don't look too bad. We'll see
little
with
bit of
a
curls
dark
on them.
background. Not bad. A little crunchy, but overall not too bad. So we already gapped them. They're all good. What did I say? 2800s.
yeah.
So double checked all 8 of those. So we'll screw that back in. Don't need to go crazy. Hand tight to start. Then we'll finish it off with the ratchet real quick. When you go back in, just a good rule of thumb, I use some spray-on silicone. Spray it right on the coil itself. Just because, you know, things like to get stuck. Rubber stuff like to get stuck, so we'll just quick spray. And I did already clean this off, so like I did already wipe it down with a rag and everything, so it was clean. Don't forget to do that. And then this has a very satisfying pop when you press it down. We'll see if we can hear it. All right, don't know if you guys would be able to catch that, but it did pop right on there. We'll double check the other 3. We will piece this thing back together a little bit, and we will catch you guys when we start the coolant stuff.
All right, so the front of the car is apart.
Dude, don't show the mess, dude.
Dude, you told me that they want to see the mess, so this is what they get. This is all of Kyle's nuts and bolts out. And for this, so, yeah, pretty standard. Obviously, everything is just a little bit bigger where it can be bigger and a little bit thicker where it can be thicker. So, I mean, everything that came out of the car was in at least pretty good shape. Most of the time we get like destroyed fins and stuff, and it's just pretty beat products, but his stock stuff was pretty good. But as you can see, just the DO88, it's just a little thicker.
It's heavier too.
It is pretty, that one's pretty, the oil cooler is dense.
Definitely some more girth in there for sure.
And like power steering goes from just a dual pass to a quad pass, so that's nice. DCT cooler, almost double the height. I would say this one's probably a 19 row, and if I was gonna count, that one's probably 9 or 10. But yeah, so we got these, and then we got basically a bushel of hoses. We gotta figure out what all these hoses go to. A few of them definitely stood out and was like, that one's that, but some of them were like kind of looking at them like, where the heck does this thing even go?
It's gonna be a good game of Legos here.
Yeah,
Legos isn't a game, but it's about to be.
It's about to be. I'm hoping that like it's not these oil cooler ones or something where I have to cut and then like hose clamp it. That wouldn't be very nice considering how nice these OEM ones are already. I don't see how that would be an upgrade just to be an upgrade, but we will we'll get going. Slapping this back together.
Slap, boom, together.
I wish it was that
Next
simple.
shot.
Next shot.
Maybe.
Maybe. I might get some B-roll of you actually slapping it back together. It's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny, like this intake manifold.
We'll have to wipe that down for him before we put it all back together. Get the glove treatment in there.
The white glove treatment.
No, just regular black. I don't No, not that fancy yet. We'll get there though, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, pulling these off, nothing really fancy. It's just basically, once the radiator and fan are out, you just kind of move the condenser over, which is nice, and then
Plenty of room.
yeah,
To
plenty of
maneuver.
move to put the power steering line in there, and then Yeah, the side one, Kyle had it bolted on. I made him unbolt it so that I could show you guys. He was pretty upset with me about that.
Yeah, there was a little miscommunication about how the video was gonna, you know, progress.
Yeah, so he had to undo 2 extra bolts.
It was 3.
3 extra bolts.
Yeah.
Also, I love how these bash bars are carbon fiber. It's pretty sweet. Pretty rad. So, all right, Kyle, let's get to slapping.
Are we showing the tray yet?
Oh, do we have it open? Do you have the new one open yet?
No, it's sitting right there. We can cut this and do that real quick.
We could do that. That's not out of our realm. So yeah, I mean, basically, you got pretty standard plastic aero shield. It's got a vent for oil, but we got a nice aluminum one from Power. So actually, let's open it. Let's go to the workbench and open this up. Bingo bongo. So yeah, if on the backside, so it looks like those probably unbolt and then
flip out.
yeah, I think so. I mean, overall, it's a pretty nice piece.
Oh, you missed it.
Peekaboo.
Riot shield.
A riot shield.
Sorry, I've been playing a lot of COD. Shout out to the boys.
After the alignment, does it block all the lower links?
Sit right.
All right, look at that sweet oil cooler. Boom, DCT cooler. Nice carbon inlet. Pretty sweet. Come to the back. Kyle's just gonna throw on the new DO88 hoses. Look at that radiator, pristine condition.
Show my hoses that I replaced over here.
Oh man, you did the back ones, didn't you?
Yeah.
For the auxiliary one. Look at those. Guys, those are hoses. That's really why they tune in. Oh my god, look at that.
Those stamps on it
That's
too.
at least 100 horse.
Dang.
Dude, this is why the YouTube people are here.
Good stuff, dude. Good stuff.
No, this is sweet. I mean, I'm glad the cooling's done. And
hoses.
oh, I stepped on some stock hoses.
Step right on them.
Look at that. Just OEM fitment, baby. GT4, the life of owning a normal car.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a carbon fiber bash bar.
That's pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
OEM?
Yeah. Dude.
I wonder how much weight savings that is, because usually you got to build them quite a bit thicker to make happen.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet though. It's not bad. V8, so Sean thinks it's almost socially acceptable.
It's still like under 5 liters though, right?
Yeah, it's only 4.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Does it rev to like 10 grand?
9, basically.
Semi-tolerable. It has an excuse since it revs high.
Yeah. And it sounds cool. That's the excuse. So, all right, now we're just gonna do the thermostat hoses. And then from a cooling perspective, we'll just throw the front of the car back on and then it's time to move to suspension, which is the fun stuff. Springs came today. That's why it gets the people going.
Dude, Katy Perry gets me going.
So are you rocking out to some Katy Perry right now?
Part of me, baby. Good song.
Killing it. Yeah. All right, snap, and this thing is back put together. Bam. Avada Kedavra. Coolant's just being bled. The engine was just idling, making sure getting all the air pockets out and then topping it off. Oil topped off because of the new oil cooler, so that's good. DCT topped off, DCT cooler. Power steering topped off, power steering cooler. You know, just the works. Just typical stuff. This is not the super exciting video, but I mean, we got the GT4 water pump in there, the new thermostat, all the new coolers. Yeah, and then carbon fibers go back on for those good air induction noises. And now, yeah, so the last thing is we'll throw on the bumper, show you guys the skid plate, and we'll call it a wrap there for this video. And then stay tuned next time. We're doing the fun stuff. We got springs, coilovers, and brakes. So I think that one's going to be the exciting video. Lots of sweet parts there. This one, DO88 stuff is nice. Get all the lines routed, all the coolers in. So exciting stuff, but not the world's most exciting stuff. It's just the stuff you know you got to do to be on track, living that track life. But yeah, I mean, who wants these brakes? You can't have these brakes and then have that sweet cooler. You got to get the APs, man.
It's so much better when we like walk by it and the brakes are on it versus looking at these crusty brakes.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, the APs are so shiny. I might have to pull out my sunglasses.
They're not even bad. They're just like big.
No, they're just big and heavy. They do stop the car, right? Like most people can go to track days and just put pads and rotors on. Even the M rotors are probably the best OEM rotors.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
Also, BMW is like the king of using slider calipers. They're just like, yeah, we're still run good.
Yeah, how much? Even the new cars have sliders in the rear again. Goddamn people trying to shave cost. Give us our cool parts. So, all right, guys, tune in next time, and we'll catch you later. Peace.